Live. Hi, it's the pre-show, everybody, where we talk about what we're going to do on the show. It's really easy this week or this night.
It's always easy on Monday because we always do the same thing.
Oh, my favorite show of the week.
It's magical.
Time. No prep time. It's the anti-Batman. The anti-Batman. Man, what did I hear about Batman today? Did I hear something about Batman? Maybe it was the Batman. Anybody? David, did you see the Batman?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh!
I'm probably going to see it tomorrow.
No one has seen the Batman.
I have been busy with work, and now I am finally.
Sure you are.
Well, this was the 3-day weekend where I had to work the 3 days. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Well, that's boring as hell. Okay.
But I was thinking about going
Batman
to see
talk.
it. I was thinking about going to see it like today, but I overslept.
Well, a fat lot of good that does.
Yeah, no shit. Anyway, sorry, worst show ever. Because if you do want to talk about the Batman, though, please find.
I will.
Bullies.
I promise.
The hell out of it today.
I promise. I will see it before the.
It's too late, David. No one cares anymore.
Well, Gomer wouldn't see it for like 90 days.
No, 45 days now.
Well, okay, half that.
Don't get me started on that.
Gomer will be watching on HBO Max, and you know, in a couple of weeks' time, he'll be like, "Man, I saw the best movie ever on HBO Max."
I'll see it eventually, and I'm sure we'll be able to give our 2 cents whenever. But it's not hot anymore, you know. We'll miss that window.
It's cooled off.
We'll be able to say like, "Yeah, I liked it," or "Oh, I thought it sucked." But that's probably about all we'll have to dwell on.
All right.
I think the best review I saw for it on Twitter was a woman audibly moaned when Zoe Kravitz came on the screen.
Yeah, all that. Well, all right, let's get into it. Let's do the previews.
It's time for the preview show.
I like it.
Watching a lot of docuseries lately. I'm kind of over it. Oh no. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek in Comics Hour, Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
aka David and Taylor. We're talking about the previews, and man, we should just really get into it because there is a heaping helping of hospitality this week from all the publishers. Is that big enough? I could big in it.
Yeah, but you're on the wrong week.
Oh, I'm actually on the wrong screen to embiggen. Son of a bitch. Technology, man. Am I on the wrong
Technology. You're supposed to be the tech guru.
Man, I'm so glad you said you noticed it was the wrong week. Taylor, remember when we did like half of the DC? It was FOC for like next week.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
We did this line up here for like half the show, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, it happens.
Saving us from ourselves.
Batgirls getting a lot of variants. There's 4 right there.
Yeah.
I think
that Michael Cho cover is pretty good.
They're all great. Not really my cup of tea, Batgirls. But I mean, it's well written. You know, the first issue.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where it's fun. Like, you know, it's a nice like kind of variety to add into your lineup maybe on a given week, but it's never like the headliner. You know?
It's a Batman series that doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah, that's hard to find. Here's another Batman. Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 12. Actually wrapping on that series, which I heard was okay. Now, if we could talk about something, I actually caught up since the last time we spoke yesterday on the Mark Russell Bat Hound. Ace the Bat Hound story going on in Urban Legends. It's awesome, dude. It's so good.
How does he tie in Ace the Bat Hound to a scathing criticism of society?
Yeah, I was about to.
I mean, he definitely gets there. It's sort of like animal abuse in terms of testing on animals and things like that. He's sort of one of the villains is very nonchalant about how many chickens he had to kill before he got this awesome chicken that is featured on this cover. It's awesome. Like, this bear had PTSD and Ace talked him out of it, but without words, just with looks and the art. It was very well done. This tortoise, you figured he'd get left behind. No, the tortoise's superpower is he's really fast. So he runs right alongside him. Dude, it's fucking awesome.
Mark Russell can do like those off the wall characters too.
Yeah, for sure. Everything he does has this tongue in cheek, and he can sort of turn a dial on it.
Yeah,
to make it just totally absurd to, okay, I could actually believe that this turtle would run really fast, or this bear has PTSD. But yeah, it's very good. It sucks that it's delivered in an $8, anthology.
Yeah, I have a hard time mustering up to pay like $5 for an anthology, let alone $8.
Yeah, and I mean, there's other stuff going on in these books, but yeah, it's hard to justify that. Anyway, moving on. This is all kinds of stuff, the Conjuring horror stuff. A poster portfolio. It's been a while since they've had something like this out, and it was not $25. But man, I bet this is going to be a fun pickup. That's cool art.
I mean, you got all that cool Greg Capello art for sure.
Yeah.
And, it looks like we got Jim Lee, Andy Kubert. Yeah, that is a great lineup of artists.
It is
posters.
Yeah, printed on heavy cardstock paper.
Yeah,
oversized. So that might be.
I mean,
worth it.
If you're going to like be decorating your walls with this sort of stuff, $25 is a pretty good price for that. But
yeah, I'd be collecting it for spec, but that's just me.
Oh, sorry for using posters like you're supposed to, Gomer, you piece of shit.
A cool cover here. It looks like a cosplay cover, but I'm pretty sure it's not, but maybe it is.
It looks like one, but either way, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool. But that's Detective Comics, still ongoing. That the Shadow of the Bat, ongoing event cross. It's not even a crossover. It's just in Detective. But Detective comes out like every week, Libra Mayho cover as always. And see, it's not too late for the Batman. Here's the Batman cover.
All right, we can talk about it on Sunday, no problem.
Yeah. What a cool name, Puppeteer Lee. I wonder if his parents named him Puppeteer.
I doubt it.
Kind of pigeonhole him into a career. Simone DeMeo doing awesome covers over here for DC. Hopefully he gets some interior work, or at least more. I think he's gotten some stuff over there. I don't know. Green Arrow Stranded. It's trade paperback. This is pretty good. This is basically, like a retelling of the origin, kind of, but not really. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I figured. Yeah, but it's basically his year zero, but they're not calling it that.
Yeah. Francesco Mattina getting a cool I Am Batman #7. Probably my favorite Batman book right now until Chip takes over. It's been really fun. He's in New York now. Fox. It's cool. The Joker, Adam would be here raving on this. So looks like we got more Punchline on the covers.
She's just become relegated to the covers.
She's everywhere, but only.
I don't think she caught on the way they were hoping, but I imagine she'll be a featured character for some time to come.
More often. She had a book, I guess, and I guess that book maybe didn't hit as hard as they wanted it to. Oh well. Justice League versus Legion gets a second issue. Bendis's latest. But Bendis's latest, Naomi season 2, #1, just in time for the show that's going. It says soon to be. I'm pretty sure that's happening. Pretty sure that show's on and doing its thing, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Follow the WB enough to give you an answer on that, my friend.
If it's not on right now, it will be very soon. Yeah.
Dave called the WB. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Man, that is a blast from the past there, Dave. They haven't been the WB in a damn long time.
I don't care. It's always
Voyager
WB in
on
my
UPN.
heart. UPN, yes.
Yeah, UPN.
Hey, oh Lord, God, that was 20 years ago?
Yeah,
dude, that was longer than that, man. All right. Star Trek Enterprise came out in 2001.
Yeah, because
the Scott Bakula one.
I think
just to give you some reference.
I think I was just out of high school when Voyager hit.
I was there. 3,000 years ago.
But anyway, Naomi. I mean, this was a pretty solid series. You know,
was
this will
okay.
probably be pretty solid. It's probably Bendis's best work that he's done at DC.
It was long. It was drawn out. It was really decompressed. It was
so yeah, probably
Bendis.
the best work that Bendis has done at DC.
But it's all about that Jamal Campbell art. It's awesome.
Yes, the art is definitely the main reason to pick this up. It was solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're talking about the big Wonder Woman event, Trial of the Amazons tie-in here. This is actually part 2 of 7, even though it is in Nubia and the Amazons number 6. Is that confusing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Wonder Woman universe. You know, I know they call it a planet, little galaxy. It's in Wonder Woman's galaxy. All the Wonder Woman books going on. I have not been keeping up with this series. I did not actually even read part 1. So
that is
I don't know if I'm going to read part 2.
I don't know that I agree with the decision to make like issue 6 of a miniseries the second part of a separate event, you know?
Yeah, that's a weird idea. It's a weird idea.
I mean, anyone who hasn't been picking up on Nubia, like if you have been picking up Nubia, this is like they are commandeering the series to tell another story.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been reading Nubia, then I imagine you'll be at least a little bit lost, like going into issue 6 of something.
It's really just the wording here because the shit, I can't remember his name. The new Aquaman, that kid, he had Becoming.
Jackson?
That book. Yeah, Jackson in Becoming. And an issue of the latest Black Manta book were all labeled Prelude to Aquaman, which is the big Aquaman event, sort of mini event going on in the Aquaman books. But they were called Prelude to, you know what I mean? And that's okay. I was like, all right, you know, if I want to pick this up, I want to get into it. Maybe I'll find the back issues later. But yeah, calling this part 2 of 7 is a bit disconcerting. Just saying. Rad cover here, though. I love this Juliet Nyika cover. Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is. That's
wow.
Nice.
Chef's kiss. This one's pretty good, too, actually. A lot of cool covers for this book. Like that. That's fun. That's like classical.
Yeah, that looks like an old like sci-fi novel cover, you know?
Yeah, like a pulp comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
A pulp novel. Yeah. Good call, man. All right, moving on. This is all not that stuff. Superman Action Comics 2021 trade paperback volume 1 Warlord. No one's buying that. I'm sorry. Action Comics has not been great. It just hasn't. The War World stuff is way over my head. I don't get it. I don't like it. Just saying. Here's a winner.
Yeah, get our weekly Tom Taylor fix here.
Got a Bruno Redondo art. This is the crossover Superman Nightwing where they're hanging out together. And it's kind of perfect because Tom Taylor's writing both books. So he's having fun with it. I'm
also eager to see Bruno Redondo draw an issue of Superman Son of Kal-El, you know?
Awesome. Superman versus Lobo. I think this is like an out of continuity sort of thing. Tim Seeley. I mean, maybe not, but I have not been reading this at all.
I'm seeing that this is 3 of 3. I do not remember the first 2 issues of this coming out.
It's a comedy.
I have not seen this
conclusion to the comedy epic. Yeah, I don't know much about this at all.
It's funny because no one else has heard it or paid $7 for it.
That's the joke. 3 of 3.
Although I do
there were no 1s and 2s.
I do like that one cover with the Lois Lane on it.
What, the previous one? I like this one.
The International Day.
Well, this Daniel Warren Johnson cover is the shit. I have to say,
always good. He's just an amazing guy. He's awesome. You know, Eli from over there at the aforementioned Comic Bullies hung out with him and got his like copies of Murder Falcon signed, and like he's like a big metalhead, and Eli isn't really into metal and stuff like that. And yeah, like he's a really cool guy.
Yeah, it sounds pretty rad. I'm jealous.
Yeah, me too. When we used to go out and interact with people. A Rose Besh cover on the Trial of the Amazon number 1.
That's very pretty. I like that a lot.
My goodness, this is why we do this show. Look at that. That is just awesome. But it's Becky Cloonan, it's Michael Conrad, it's Joelle Jones, Vita Ayala, Stephanie Williams. Joelle Jones is doing art. Elena Casagrande is doing art. Laura Braga is doing art. Skylar Partridge. I'm not really up on Skylar Partridge, but Laura Braga is amazing. And Joelle Jones and Elena Casagrande are typically mentioned on this show when it comes to some of the best art going on in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a veritable who's who.
This is awesome. This is going to be great.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to check this one out. I mean, normally I wouldn't be into a $6 book, but that is a hell of a lineup they got on this one.
That is
the art alone. You're going to get at least 4 or 5 pages of Joel Jones art, and the same thing for Casa Grande, at least. You know what I mean? It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
Those two together in one book is pretty rad. They were both like on my short list for best artists last year.
Yeah. So that's definitely a pickup. What else? Those are not DC books. That's it. We can talk about why. You know, if you don't have, we always mention this when there's a big trade that comes up. If you don't have this is a good opportunity for you to get this.
Yeah, this is probably the most celebrated Brian K. Vaughan work.
Outside of Saga, maybe completed work.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, this is the one that made him as a writer.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
And I guess the show
Ex Machina, but we'll leave
to each their own. I'm a fan of both, but yeah, like Gomer was saying, if you don't already have this, you should get it in some form, and this is a fine way to do it.
Yeah, it's a cool book. I love that cover too. So simple. So all right, yeah. So there's at least 2, maybe 3 good books coming out of coming out of DC.
Okay. I just looked up Skylar Partridge. Yeah. And she's involved in a lot of she did the Resonant from Vault.
Okay.
Relics of Youth.
I don't know that one.
She did some artwork in Rebirth, apparently.
Okay.
Destiny New York, which is pretty cool. Crowded.
Oh yeah, that's out right now. I think that's
out right now. Yeah.
All right.
Crowded from Image Comics.
No, I remember that. That was okay. That was okay.
The Good Fight, taking a stand against racism and bigotry. Triage.
Well, she's done a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things on here.
All right, now on to everybody else. We talk about DC first because other books technically come out in like a few hours at midnight tonight. So if you get digital or your shop is cool enough to open at midnight. Now everybody else coming out Wednesday. We start at Image just because that's the way Previews gives it to us. Deadly Class. This is a nice deluxe hardcover. $50. If you don't have this, it's good to have on a shelf. It's a great book. And they're actually doing new editions of those along with the third one that just came out.
Cool.
Another God Hates Astronauts, not for everybody, kind of a psychedelic, it's for smarter people. That's what I was told once. This book's for smart people, Gomer. Anyway, Good Asian.
Well, that's a condescending way to sell a book.
It really was. Okay. It really was. King of Spies is finally over. This was not my cup of tea. It was okay, but Dave's reading it, I think.
I dropped off of it after issue 2.
Lady Mechanica, a lot of fans of that. Here it is, Little Monsters.
Little Monsters is the
This is Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Last Children on Earth, and they also happen to be vampires.
Yep.
That's really all you need to know. These do not look like finished pages. These are finished pages, and they are beautiful, dude.
Yeah, it's one of the books that I am excited for this week.
I actually read this last night. It is wonderful. It's very good. It's Jeff Lemire. I mean, he's arguably the greatest comic writer on the earth right now, walking on the planet.
Yeah, honestly, and it's a collaboration that has already been a proven success too.
Yes. Two series.
Just recently, they did that Batman or that Robin and Batman book. No,
yeah,
they did. Yeah.
Ooh, that book was fire. So good.
Yeah, and they're long-term collaborators too. With Ascender and Descender.
Yep. I still need to catch up on those. I got like halfway through Ascender or Descender, whichever one came first.
Ascender came first. Descender came as the new
one. Sweet Paprika continues from Mirka and Dolpha. Monkey Meat, David really liked this. It's a sort of a comedy book. I would compare it sort of to Mad Magazine in a way.
It's kind of an anthology of stories.
That's what Mad Magazine was.
Yeah, but this is
anthology.
It is kind of a crazy read sometimes.
Yeah, it is very crazy.
It's like guy gets superpowers and then he wants to do superhero stuff. And then he's found out that he's just a corporate shill now.
Yeah,
yeah.
New Masters.
It was an interesting read.
The first issue was very good. The art was stunning. It did a lot of world building through the art for this sort of sci-fi world. The story didn't really grab me, but it might take an issue or two.
I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it to this issue to see if I'm more interested in continuing it or not.
Yeah.
Here's
a big one.
Radiant Red,
the newest comic book shared universe. And it's a superhero shared universe.
Yeah.
Most
stemming out of Radiant Black.
Yep. They just had their first one last week with Rogue Sons. That made it official. That it was a comic book shared universe, and now they're making it even more official with a spin-off.
Well, Rogue Sons and Radiant Red appeared in that Supermassive book.
Yeah. Well, it was. Oh, was it Supermassive?
It was Supermassive. Was the one where Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, and Radiant Red.
How long ago was that?
Like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, so it's been that way for a while. They've had this going for a while. So it's continuing.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man,
these books, these new series were advertised in the back of Supermassive.
Yeah, man, I like that. I hope they do one for like each character.
I like the art style there. Yeah,
that's it's very shades of like the Ninja Turtle covers where it's just the turtle and it's a green or a blue, whatever their color
Biggie's
is.
doing those for I think it's Bigley, something like that. For Transformers too, and the TMNT ones are continuing. They had like a Rat King one coming out. Like Rat King's anybody's favorite character. Anyway,
you never know.
A Radiant Red sketch cover, which is fun. Go ahead.
Ratcatcher was on.
Oh yeah, Ratcatcher.
Ratcatcher
from the
DC. So James Gunn might like Rat King.
Give James Gunn a TMNT movie.
Oh shit, man!
I bet he would do really well with that.
I think he would do awesome.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I could really see that. Dave just threw that in my head. Finally, over at Image, it wouldn't be a week at Image without a Spawn. It's actually a fucking dope Spawn cover. Damn, that is rad. I love that. Love that. Anyway, all right, moving on.
All righty.
Apache Delivery Service, penultimate issue. No covers for that to show.
But it's a good series.
It's been a good series. Yeah, it's a good series. It's fun. Well, not fun. It's about war and terror.
Well, it's about hunting for Nazi gold during the Vietnam War.
Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah. Daisy, I've heard good things about this.
Daisy is great. I want to see what happens in this issue because the last issue, all the children ascended.
Oh, see, I'm not caught up on this. I really need to get caught up on this series.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
Gru meets Tarzan, a Hellboy book at Dark Horse, of course. The Hound hardcover, which is pretty cool. Lady Baltimore is more Hellboy, basically. Last Flight Out.
Last Flight Out. Yeah, it's been a really good series.
Yeah, this is basically end of the world. The scientist who figured it all out wants to get his daughter out of Chicago before the world ends, and hell ensues.
The military escort guys, the protection had basically turned on them, left them to die.
And now, they're like, oh no, we can stop it, and the military guys are like, no, we can't. Those are not our orders, sir. We're out of here.
No, it wasn't like that. It was just
it was not that polite.
It wasn't that polite. There was a lot of shooting involved.
Yeah, it was not that polite. Lucky Devil. This is the one where
the guy gets possessed by the demon, then he gets the demon excised, but he still has the demon's powers.
Yeah, and the demon sort of hangs out like a cat, familiar, saying, "Oh man,
I wouldn't have done that
like this." It was actually really funny.
I'm going to weed, kitty.
Only one book really to talk about over at IDW, and that is the follow-up to the first Kill Lock. This was called Artisan Wraith. Livio Ramondelli, I'm a huge fan of Livio Ramondelli. He's a longtime Transformers artist, written some of the nearest and dearest books to my heart, and the first Kill Lock was great. Basically, there's a bunch of robots, right, in this robot universe, and they have on them called the Kill Lock, where if one of them dies, they all die. And they're all sort of different. They all have these different personalities that clash, but they all, learn to get along and things like that. It was very well done, dude. And I'm anxious to read this follow-up. All right. Marvel Comics. Marching to 900. Sarah Pichelli, though, on the art for Spider-Man. That's nice. Or Pichelli. I think it's Pichelli, maybe.
Well, yeah, that is a good pickup for any book to get Pichelli on the book.
We woke Taylor up. Oh, you're on Marvel? Okay. I'm awake.
I have nothing to contribute to any of those books.
I know.
I'm reading it. So
the huge week at Marvel continues. Jamie
Captain
McKelvey
Carter.
and Marika Cresta. Yeah, there you go. It's weird that Jamie McKelvey is sort of writing a book.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like,
spinning out of what
especially with him doing the cover as well, like, well, let's see what the art actually looks like. I mean, that looks good, but, like,
not bad.
When you go into, like, a Jamie McKelvey book, I feel like you are kind of hoping he'll draw it, You
got some expectations.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this miniseries. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. I think I'm going to pass on this miniseries. There are actually some really good covers. Oh, there's a Nauk headshot.
God fucking damn it.
They are terrible, and that's not the only one in Marvel this week.
This is a nice cover. This is Sarah Kelly cover.
Yeah.
That is very nice. That's a Women's History Month.
That is pretty cool.
It is a nice cover.
So there you go. But I don't think I'm gonna be picking this up. Moving on. We got a Conan Barbarian #1 facsimile. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
Devil's Reign #5. All right. We talked about. Oh, this is the cover for Moon Knight.
Because there's a Devil's Reign Moon Knight.
Am I on Devil's Reign Moon Knight?
I think you are.
No, I'm on.
No, he's not.
All right, they just messed up. We'll check. Let me check Devil's Reign Moon Knight. Maybe
David over here just talking shit.
No. All right, so we don't have a preview for Devil's Reign. Anyway, it was revealed in Devil's Reign, Woman Without Fear, that apparently, spoiler alert,
dun dun dun,
Matt Murdock was murdered by Wilson Fisk. Now, in my discussions online earlier today, I think I'm the only one who's been reading Daredevil, but I think if you've been reading Devil's Reign, you kind of get up to it. Someone has been pretending to be Matt Murdock. So
he got his brother killed, is what you're thinking.
He may have accidentally gotten his brother murdered, which honestly, classic Matt Murdock. Classic Daredevil.
That is.
If you ain't dying around Matt Murdock,
that's just the guilt. The guilt that will weigh on him.
This could end up being one of those classic Daredevil angst moments.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite Daredevil, and it's more like Catholic guilt than angst. They're very close. They're in the same neighborhood, but oh man, I'm so excited.
Although somewhat unusual, this will be somebody in Matt's life who gets killed because of him, who he hasn't been dating.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's funny. Devil's Reign Moon Knight. This actually is probably going to be a pretty solid book. It is Jed MacKay, who is the writer over there on the main Moon Knight book. Federico Sabatini, no slouch. I mean, solid, good-looking stuff. This is going to be Moon Knight in jail. I'm expecting like a Rorschach and Watchmen moment, something like that.
I mean, what are you even doing if you don't have something like that?
Yeah, why are you even in comics if you don't want to homage Alan Moore? Pretty cool cover here. Man, we need to hurry up. There are so many, but it's a Lionel Francis Hugh cover. It's hard to.
Hell yeah!
Action. The whole thing's just moving around. I love it. So good. All right, Eternals #10. Now it's actually kind of getting interesting. I think this is the one where they're going up against the X-Men, no?
Well, the Avengers.
Well, they're going up against the Avengers, but
the cover is him versus Captain Marvel, so I assume there might be X-Men in this and the Stinger and everything, but it looks like
there's
the
a
main
Namor.
thing.
There's a mutant at least. There's a Namor.
Well, he's on the Avengers now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, he kind of did turn down invitations to Krakoa, so.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Hawkeye Kate Bishop raps.
Really good. It's been a really fun series.
It's been fun. It's been pretty fun. Fun covers for that, too. Howard the Duck, the Zdarsky Quinones collection. That's great. That's so fun. Marauders Annual getting a second printing. That's good. That builds confidence. Moving into a new Marauder series.
Yeah, I mean the first one the first run must have done pretty well if they're doing out the second printing.
Now the most divisive book of the week. Don't get used to this, Skull. Punisher is changing shirts. Jason Aaron, Paul Azazeta, and he's trading in the Skull for I don't know,
the Oni looking thing.
Yeah, we're not going to see it.
Well, like a demon ass skull. Well, I mean, everyone's already seen it, and it actually premiered last week in that aforementioned.
I was actually again having discussions today. Remember, it showed up in that Timeless one shot.
No, I didn't read that, so I guess I missed that.
Timeless was like their big like promo book for the year, where they have little drops. It was Kang basically looking at the future and seeing.
Well, I guess that counts.
To happen. But he didn't really do anything. It was just kind of a shot of him. In that book, in Woman Without Fear, he actually did something. He spoke and made promises.
But I mean, either way, like he's doing the new costume or whatever. But
there's a good shot of it.
This, regardless of any of that, this is Jason Aaron writing the Punisher, so
he's done a good job before.
Yeah, he has had great success doing that in the past. Punisher Max is still widely acclaimed. So yeah, I mean, this probably will be pretty solid.
Yeah, I think so too. I love this variant. I love just the new logo on there.
Yeah,
and I don't care that the logo is changing. There's definitely a lot of newsworthy, buzzworthy things happening around the logo. I'm sure Aaron is going to address those and other things in this book, and they've already announced a Garth Ennis Punisher that's coming back. That's going to bridge the other two Garth Ennis stories, and he's going to be in the Skull. So that really points to them not changing Punisher at all, just momentarily, just to make a point, just because Jason Aaron got a story.
I mean, this was never going to be a permanent thing,
Agreed. It's like death. Any change is never permanent.
Any character that changes their look will inevitably go back towards their more quote-unquote classic look. I mean, how many times has Spider-Man changed his costume,
He's changing right now. It's different right now.
Like the Beyond Spider-Man look, does have a slight difference to the original, but inevitably.
Remember the Spencer run where he had the TV one where he was like on TV the whole time?
Yeah.
I try to forget that too. That is not going to be in a video game. Okay? That is not going to be in a video game.
But inevitably he's back in the red and blue,
Exactly.
The same way Punisher here will inevitably be back to the classic skull look.
Yeah, after this series ends. Sabretooth #2, the first issue was very well done. Love this cover by Ryan Stegman. Loving that, breaking out of jail. But yeah, it was really cool, man. Victor Lavallee did a really cool job with writing Sabretooth, but the first issue really was a whole lot of setup, basically establishing hell is not really hell. Cypher basically gave him heaven, but then he got bored with heaven, and now there's more people. The stinger was more people showed up, and he's like, "Who the hell are you guys?" And it wasn't fucking what's their name from the Hellions either, who I wanted it to be.
Orphan Maker?
Yeah, it wasn't and Nanny. It wasn't them, because they're the only others fuckers who got sent to jail. So there you go. Whatever. She-Hulk getting second printed, Silk getting second printed, Silver Surfer Rebirth getting second printed. Here is the Gwenverse book. Tim Seeley, Jody Nishijima. I am not reading this.
I'm probably not going to get on this.
Less. Spider-Gwen worked pretty well. Gwenpool was, that was about the length of which you could push this,
Yeah. There's another headshot.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
But
it's actually not that bad with the hoodie on, but still.
But it has gotten the whole idea of having Gwen show up as different characters that is played out. It was played out over a year ago, and that it is not the time for this Gwenverse thing. They missed their window if they wanted to do that.
100% agreed. Not a fan of this. Star Wars Crimson Reign #3 is supposed to be a pretty big book in terms of a reveal. I am not actually keeping up with this event like I should be. Look. Got a fucking, Dr. Aphra going to show up. It's going to be nuts.
Oh, yeah.
But we will talk about one Star Wars book, especially Han Solo and Chewbacca, #1. This is definitely a big spec book. They are revealing a couple of characters who were already in other things, but this is going to be their first appearance in comics. So, yeah, it looks okay. The art is all right. It looks like a Star Wars book.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty solid. I did really like that cover, I will say, but
yeah.
I mean, this has the potential to be a lot of fun. Sure,
It sure does. It sure does. And as always, they're doing a lot of covers for that. These are just 2 of them. I don't know where the other ones are. I guess there's a lot of shop exclusive variants that they're doing. You got to get in touch with those shops. Strange Academy number 17. Great Momoko variant here that I got to show off. Just, it's all squishy and gross. It's a Carnage variant.
Yeah.
But that's cool that she got to do that. I love that.
Yeah, but yeah, this series is a lot of fun. But like, I'm getting kind of annoyed with this fucking Calvin kid because he is this worthless fuck up who is ruining everyone's lives.
I dropped off this book early. It was my own mistake. I really should have kept up with Strange Academy.
Yeah, I dropped this book a while back.
Thor 23, finale of the God of Hammers. They're doing a lot of variants for this as well. I gotta say, this weird cover. Why? What
is that supposed to be?
What is that supposed to be? It's cool though. It's cool.
I guess, but I turned back into like what was going on in this. So apparently Mjolnir's evil now? What the fuck is going on?
Dude, everything in Thor's life has become evil. His dad is a piece of shit.
I hate that. I hate that just take everything
ego.
Just
alter
take
ego.
Yeah, fucking make Donald Blake a fucking sociopathic monster.
Asshole.
You made his hammer is evil now. That just seems like lazy writing to me.
Well, it's Donny Cates. It's Donny Cates. Read crossover. That book's insane.
I guess that's where he's spending all his creative energy because just make everything in Thor's life evil. It seems like such a fucking worthless way to go, you know?
Yeah. Timeless. We mentioned that book. It's actually getting a third printing with a Buckingham cover, which is like way retro because it was the Miracle Man.
Yeah.
Reveal. That's a really cool cover with Buckingham doing that art. Just saying. And then Venom number 6, a favorite around here most of the time. Women of Marvel. This is sort of a special book that they're doing for Women's History Month. A lot of covers for it, including one of my favorite underrated artists, Ashley Witter. She did a book called Squarriors, which is about a bunch of squirrel warriors who fight cats and owls and shit. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah, she is a great artist. I follow her on her social media accounts to see her drop stuff. But I really love that cover with Laura and Gabby there. It's real cute.
Oh, that's not the one I had up. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh, what's the Wolverine's name? I forget.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Well, whatever. It was like Steven or something.
It was something normal. It was like the most normal name ever.
Yeah.
So that's about it. But we do have a double dose of Wolverine. We have X-Deaths. Yes, X-Deaths coming out. I want to highlight this Chris Bachalo cover because I will always and forever highlight Chris Bachalo covers. The man should just draw Spider-Man forever. When I picture Spider-Man in my head, it's John Romita Sr., it's McFarlane, and it's fucking Bachalo. Maybe some Humberto Ramos, but Bachalo is definitely in that mix, dude. I love his shit. But yeah, we just get one page. It's like, thanks for the preview, assholes.
I guess it's fucking something, but
it's not a preview.
No, I'm
better than nothing.
I'm glad to see this picking back up. We had kind of a glaring absence last week.
Yeah, so they're doing 2 in the same week, which kind of defeats the purpose of it. Again, we get one page, one page. Looks like there's a virus in there.
It looks like Wilford Brimley.
It did look like Wilford Brimley. She's curing diabetes. I'm gonna cure diabetes. So yeah, some nice covers over here too. A Granov cover, that's throwback. And then X-Men Legends number 12. I'm the only one reading that, and rightfully so. It's just okay. It's old stuff made new again. Moving on to Dynamite. Nothing much over here. Some high dollar books. We do get the Betty Page book, Alien Agenda. It's weird that Betty Page is like a weird comic book character now, but it sort of makes sense.
I mean, she's like a fourth of their line over at Dynamite.
Yeah, Draculina continues. Again, more your typical cheesecake over here. Elvira meets Vincent Price, Evil Ernie, Purgatory. These are all high dollar books. Here's a good book, Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red. Fantastic book, actually. Exactly what you'd expect from a Red Sonja book. It's an anthology. It's really cool art, just using red highlights. Moving on to Boom, Buffy. Firefly gets collected. for Volume 2. Got some Power Rangers.
Seven
Secrets, one of my favorite books over at Boom. Probably not my favorite book anymore. I really think Once and Future has surpassed it by just a little bit. But this book is really solid. Really great. It's Tom Taylor, so of
it's
course
good.
It's
really good.
It's wrapping very soon. I think it's maybe got 2 or 3 issues left. He's exclusive to DC now. They're probably giving him 5 fucking books, just like Joshua Williamson. And yeah, now we got everything else. Big
Alrighty.
D, you are in the spotlight.
Yay for me. Okay, it's going to be just a couple very. Actually, it's very light for the independents.
It is a very light for the small press.
The first book that is caught my interest in the small publishers is Broken Eye.
Yeah, it looks okay. Looks like a sort of a British noir.
Yeah, it's going to be
Liverpool.
It's going to be involving, crime conspiracy and the IRA. So
yeah, that sounds cool, dude.
That sounds like a winner.
That's on Scout Comics. I have no idea who the Experia brothers are, but man, I want to meet them just to talk about their name.
There's a couple of AWA books coming out this week.
We'll go alphabetically so I don't screw up. Go ahead.
Okay, well, because I already went through and highlighted the ones I was going to talk about.
David,
I know we do this every week.
All right.
You don't need to justify yourself to us. Just
the first AWA book is a new series called Hit Me.
Krista this looks okay.
Yeah, I love that artwork.
Yeah.
Marco Lesko, Jeff.
So it's just a crime thriller set with a poker player or with a blackjack player, is what I picked up on this when I read it. It's been a while, but yeah, Krista Faust did Bad Mother, which I loved a lot. I don't think I read Redemption.
Redemption is that if you could get Linda Hamilton to play that character, that would be great.
And Patricia Patrades did Chariot, which is a fantastic book.
It's like great.
Knight Rider.
I am looking forward to the follow up.
Yeah, it was like Knight Rider meets Her.
Yeah,
it was fucking.
That's a very good way to put it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Perhaps a Knots.
I'm
a fan. I'm a fan of the series, the old series, and I like cryptids. So hey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a book about cryptids.
Primo's #2 is coming out.
Yeah, a solid first issue.
Was good at first issue. Yep.
Yeah.
What else?
A bunch of Latinx heroes,
Yeah.
It really leans heavy into comic book superhero tropes, but it does so in a really good way. So.
Alrighty. And then the last book that I was noting was this We Live book, Age of the Paladons.
Age of the Palladian. I don't know what that is, bro. It's an Aftershock book.
Yeah.
Inaki Miranda and Roy Miranda.
It's been showing up a whole bunch on my Twitter feed, so I guess I will check it out.
Nice. 6 years passed since Salvation Day. Oh, it seems like a kaiju book, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Man, we got a lot of damn kaiju books on the market right now.
Well, it's a good time to be a kaiju fan.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm glad there's a lot of kaiju fans because, damn, there has to be
Ultra Mega
shore up this market.
Super Ultra Mega, then Mega.
Actually, there's one called just Mega, I think.
Yeah, there is one just
there's
called
an Ultra Mega and a Mega, and
Kaiju Max.
Kaiju Max, and then there's that one with the family that be fighting. We fight giants.
We fight. We drive Titans.
We drive Titans. Yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, not much from the real small press. There's a Rick and Morty book. Rick and Morty is always a good shout out. If you've ever liked Rick and Morty, I've never been disappointed by a Rick and Morty comic. But yeah, but dude, Marvel is really, really, really where it's at this week.
Yeah, I have actually a bunch of books from Marvel and a bunch of books
killing it.
Surprise for me. I'm interested in getting that Trial of the Amazons book, but
yes.
And then, of course, Tom Taylor standby over at DC. But yeah, mostly Marvel stuff this week. Since they didn't get it to us last week, you got that double dose of ex-Wolverine books this week.
Yeah. There's that Captain Carter book. I am skipping that.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in like these Elseworld stories enough, unless it's like something that like, really jumps out at me, and this doesn't really jump out at me.
Yeah, me neither. Devil's Reign. I may also jump on that Moon Knight. I don't know.
At least Devil's Reign itself, I'll get for sure.
I just think it's going to be a fun comic. I don't think there's going to be anything to it. I don't think there's going to be anything important for continuity. I think it's going to be a fun read.
I hope that it is just Moon Knight beats the shit out of fellow inmates type of thing.
Yeah. Sabretooth and Punisher. Punisher is probably my big book of the week. That's the one I'm most looking forward to being awesome. It's Jason Aaron and it's Punisher.
Yeah, I mean that is a character creator combo that has a proven success already.
Yep. Anything else, Dave? Anything else you want to mention here? Little Monsters over at Image.
Little Monsters, Daisy, because I want to see where this is going.
And Radiant Red. I know you're stoked about Radiant Red.
Apache Delivery Service, because I want to see how that's going to go. And I really want to check out these AWA titles too.
Nice. Yeah. Hit Me looks awesome. That's definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most from AWA. So. It's a huge week, man. Big week. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We're going to talk about all these books next week on our Sunday night show. At least the best ones. So I talked about some of the shitty ones on the last episode, but anyway, come back for that. Check out outrightgeekery.com. We got links to a bunch of stuff that we've got going on. Other shows, merch, other websites, social media, all the stuff that you see other websites and podcasts doing. Check out the Comic Book Bullies. They're our pals. They got a show right here on this Facebook channel. There's links to them at outrightgeekery.com. They have a great show. We love those guys. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out. But most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Always a pleasure.
We're going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
I missed Adam again. You think he can just come back from one show?
Well, you know what? I was glad to see that he was still alive.
Yeah, right.